Well, hi everybody, it's me again. I'm here to give you a further update on how I've been getting on with my debut album, Dance Again. Well, recently, speaking to a friend of mine, we came up with the idea of also sharing with you some of the other things, or perhaps one other thing I've been doing whilst recording the album, and I'm going to do that today. Well, in December 2019, we decided as a family that it was time to bring in an additional member. So, in March, in between the writing and recording of the strings at the studio, I went to Welwyn Garden City to meet with Cleo. I bet you weren't expecting that. But anyway, then unfortunately we had the COVID-19 lockdown within the United Kingdom. Well, in this country anyway, you cannot separate a puppy from its mother before it clocks 8 weeks old. So I picked her up at 8 weeks and brought her home. The studio reopened again late April. All the while, Cleo she's growing, she's gaining confidence and doing her stuff around the house. She's eaten a lot, and then she had her very first bath following an accident she had, obviously. One thing I was able to do during this period was to spend a lot of time training her and spending time just working with her. And that was good for everyone. So May was a busy month, having to do a lot of listening to the tracks as they were being edited. Notwithstanding, Cleo needed a lot of attention. It was really like having a newborn baby in the house. But if you don't believe me, listen to this clip. Watch it.
This is Cleo having a breakfast. It's about 5:30 a.m. in the morning, and she's really wolfing it down.
You may have detected the anguish in my voice, but that was because she was crying for food at that time in the morning. On a daily basis, whilst I'm listening to the tracks and speaking to my producers, she just wants to be carried and pampered. And even if I were to put her to bed, she has one eye open, and just in case I sneaked out. And later on in the month, I had a good friend of mine, Sarah Table, come into the studio to record a duet with me called You Bring Me Joy. June was also a busy month with Cleo growing and developing serious character. She loves going out for 4K walks and sleeping on the couch, all whilst I'm working on the tracks. Then we were on the road to Dunstable Conference Centre in England with Julian Richards, recording a song called Family with the lovely Lois Kirby. And then I get back home to the warmest greetings you could ever imagine. Then in July, I started the next phase of the project and I'm doing some videos. So I visited the one and only Fred Williams at Icon Towers. And someone's asking me, how is the training going with Cleo? Yeah, so this is me calling her to come, which she does. I then ask her to sit down and stay. She just walks out. That attitude. Not sure where the cameraman was on this one, but a shout out to Nathan Curtis, who plays and recorded electric piano on my song called Forever. Oh, by the way, this started out being a Zoom meeting, but ended up being barking and licking mad. So I'd never advise you to do this. A shout out to Lisa Labi, my daughter, who was also in the studio to record a song called Do You Know I Love You with me. We spent most of the month completing the editing, mixing and mastering of the album, but I'd like to share this little clip with you.
You bring for the songs we sing and the price you pay. I owe to you.
We had 5 months of delays due to COVID-19, but I thank God notwithstanding. So I'm pleased to say that the album was completed in August, and right now I'm completing all of the administrative work and all of the legal stuff with the publishers and the distributors. And just before I release the full album, I've decided to release a single, and that's kind of imminent. And I'll be giving you more information about that later. I hope you like it, and I hope you can support me by liking it, sharing it, subscribing, streaming it, downloading it, and enjoying it, by the way. Finally, I wanted to say a big thank you to those of you who've supported me, who've worked on the project, and quite recently I've received quite a number of encouraging messages from people I know and people I don't really know who've via Facebook or Instagram. I just wanted to thank you, and I'm quite humbled by some of the very pleasant comments that I've got from you. I also wanted to give a massive shout out to the studio engineer Jonathan Bam Bam Macmillan, and to my producers Red Band Music. You are the best.